Bonneville, where are we?
On Calbella.
A
very, very hot day.
It is. Welcome. That curtain is closed, by the way, because it's it was very sunny outside.
It's just gone behind a cloud.
It's just gone behind a cloud.
But it's very hot.
Yes. Now, for those that don't know, we do a we do a monthly podcast where we answer all of your questions that you very, very kindly sent in via the contract email address, which is on the screen now. It's darrenevans05@gmail.com. That's darrenevans05@gmail.com. We haven't got that many questions this month because we've got quite a few duplications, so I've kind of bunched them together. The only thing we do two things. If required, edit some of the questions because some of the language can be a little bit choice, let's just say. And Mrs. Bonneville has no idea. 99% of the time she has no idea, and that's how she likes it.
Not a clue.
So
shoot from the hip.
Shall we? And I'm sat on my new chair from IKEA.
IKEA chair.
I've got a little tea towel on it because I've got dirty feet. I've just been walking barefoot across the grass, so apologies.
We're both a bit sort of like
we are
hot and.
I've got a very large vodka and orange. No, it's just orange juice.
Fizzy orange. That's how we rock and roll here.
Shall we start?
Let's start then, yes.
And all I'm doing, folks, as I say, I'm just reading them out direct from the email address. Right, Mike Gallagher. I'm just going to read it. I am so pleased I found your channel on Wednesday night. Thank you, Mike. I've been binge watching ever since, and I'm happy I made it to this particular video. Grab yourself a cup of tea and coffee and I will tell you all about it. Ha ha ha. Over the last 2 years, I have bought 3 cuckoo clocks that I have ended up either getting rid of or sending back to the shop for a refund. The sounds they made drove me mad. They were not authentic. Then I've just heard yours, and it's what I've been looking for all this time. Mike's put pretty please. Tell me where you bought it from. I'm also on the same journey as you guys from water to water. Mike, a couple of things. Good luck with your journey, fella.
Yeah.
Hope your boat buying. Keep us in the loop on that. Love to know what you end up getting. Mrs. B, you'll probably hear the cuckoo clock on this podcast. So yeah. Where did we get it from?
We got it from Innsbruck. For those of you that have followed us for a long time, we used to do a motorbiking channel many moons ago, and it was on our last trip to Europe.
These curtains. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, it was on our last trip through Europe, and we love going to a place called Sol in Austria, and it's probably about, how many miles away is it to Innsbruck from Sol?
Oh, probably about 60 kilometres.
Yeah, 60 kilometres, whatever that is. What is that? I don't know.
40 odd miles.
40 odd miles. So, and bearing in mind we'd gone on the motorbike, so we'd got all our panniers, bags and everything all full. And I said to Mr. B, we've got to take a cuckoo clock back. And he went, where are we going to put it? Because of course we're on a motorbike. Anyway, we found some room, didn't we?
We did.
And what's really unusual about our cuckoo clock...
Thanks for your help with the curtains.
That's okay. It worked really well at first, and it still works really well. The timekeeping is perfect. However, the cuckoo decides how many cuckoos it's going to do. It's usually 1 hour behind. I think that's got something to do with summertime and everything. But anyway,
it's got everything to do how I set it up.
Innsbruck, that's where we got it from.
We got it from Innsbruck, yeah, and we'd have probably bought a bigger one home. We really would have done, but hey. In fact, for those that haven't seen it,
show them, yeah.
Let me show you.
Yeah. But
it had to go in a motorbike top box.
Yes.
Let me just show you.
Along with all our clothes.
There's our cuckoo clock. And it's actually got Innsbruck written on the bottom, look. But at least we can say it's a genuine cuckoo clock.
Yeah.
Right. Now I've got to put this back down.
Yeah, you've got to put it back
in exactly the same position.
Yeah, continuity. Is it continuity?
Continuity.
Continuity.
Our little fur baby down there is sleeping, look.
Yeah, he's had a nice go in the lake.
It won't last. Right, so Mike, seriously, thank you for your question.
Yeah.
And good luck with the boat hunt. Keep us in the loop on that one.
And maybe you could treat yourself, because it won't be cheap if you send off for one from Innsbruck, would it?
No, it won't. Right, next question is from Pete and Sarah Garner from Newcastle. Pete and Sarah have put, how very refreshing you pair are. Thank you. Keep the vids coming, please, and don't ever think about stopping. We're not going to.
No, we love it.
We're a nice little small channel, so yeah. Can we ask, sorry, Pete and Sarah have put, can we ask why Mr. B, oh God, Mrs. B's going to love this question.
Go on.
Can we ask why Mr. B isn't on social media? Let me just read this out first. We hate it and just wanted to ask if you had any particular reason for not being on it. We have a 14-year-old lad who spends the entire day, or what seems like the entire day, online / social media, and it really does drive us mad. We think life is passing him by. Please, Mr. B, tell him to stop in your most stern voice, because he loves watching you and we think he'd have a right surprise. P.S. His name is Martin. Martin, stop on the social media, put your keyboard down, get out your bedroom and get living.
He said that in a mean it voice.
That was my mean it voice, Martin.
You must be terrified.
Cheers for reading this out. And Mrs. B, give us a wave and kiss. Sorry, Mr. B. That's your first warning, Pete. Right, so why am I not on social media, Mrs. B? Let Mrs. B answer and then I'll answer.
He can't stand it. And the thing is, he would get barred from them all and he would bar everybody. So it's pointless. He would last probably one day on social media and that would be it. So he doesn't have the tolerance to do social media. I think that's apt, isn't it?
That I'm going to agree with all of. I'd like to add to it. This is a broad sweeping statement. It's not aimed at everyone on social media, so you know that. You're
I
all
love
adults.
social media. I'm on
Correct.
it a lot.
So let me finish, Mrs. B. I happen to think there are a lot of folk on social media who live their life through their computer, and don't get me wrong, that's fine. It's not for me. And I also think there's a lot of hate on social media. There's a lot of pressure on social media, particularly if you're young or younger. Social peer pressure. I just think that's absolutely awful. I know it's the world we live in. I'm not stupid. I'm not, naive to all that stuff, but I'm also a firm believer in, get out there and live your life and go and experience things, not through the lens of a computer or a handheld device. Go and live it through these lenses. That's probably why I'm not on it. I do agree, Mrs. B. I'd probably get barred instantaneously because some of the drivel I read, I think there are so many folk on it that are posting, if that's the right phrase, things to get a reaction. And I think that's really, really sad. So generally speaking, no, that's...
Just YouTube.
Yeah, just YouTube for me.
Obviously.
And don't go down that road of YouTube social media. It's a creator's platform to post content. So yeah, that's why I'll never ever be on social media. So, but equally, let me also balance it. Mrs. B reads some posts. Is that what the right phrase is? Mm-hmm. She reads and shows me things on some of her social media, which I genuinely find heartwarming, uplifting, and genuinely really, really nice. But as I say, there's also other stuff which I've just mentioned that I haven't the patience for it. I also think the platforms, the folk these organisations that own these platforms, I don't think they do by far enough to stop and ban certain posts and certain messages. I really think it's appalling. But anyway, I don't want to get me soapbox, Pete and Sarah. Thank you.
So Martin, have you taken note?
Yeah, Martin, get off your phone, get off your computer and go out. Right. Upset. Pete, Sarah, thank you.
Thank you.
Stop blowing kisses to Pete, you. Sheila and Garth Roberts from St Ives. What a wonderful part of the world. And they've put, bloody brilliant you pair are.
Oh, thanks.
Really funny and shoot from the hip. Just what we like. Not enough of that around. Thank you. We've said it 1,000 times. We just press record, don't we? That's it. There's no, as you can imagine, no script here. If we may ask one question, please. Of course.
Of course you can.
How do you both split the tasks on the boat? By this we mean, does Darren, put in brackets, sorry, Mr. B, do the outside jobs, and Wendy, brackets Mrs. B, the inside jobs? We are looking for our very first Y-beam. Hopefully it will be a 70-foot like yours,
nice.
or bare minimum a 68. And we've been discussing who does what and how it works, etc. What we have realised, having viewed quite a few boats now, is they are big beasts. Mm-hmm. Sorry, yeah, they are big beasts, and they are going to take some maintenance and cleaning. Thank you so much for reading this out if you do get the time. So Sheila and Garth, how do we split it?
Yeah, we do. I mean, Darren loves to have put the vacuum round, put the Dyson round. I can't stop him sometimes. But basically, Darren does all the things like the cassette toilet, filling the water up, cleaning the boat on the outside, the maintenance, that sort of stuff. And then I'll keep the inside clean. That's not to say that Darren doesn't pick up a duster or run the Dyson round. But yeah, he just takes some time. We've got a lot of shelves in Ciao Bella. And what I tend to do is once a week, once every 8 or 9 days, I take everything off. Everything goes off and goes on the table. And then I work my way around and just dust and polish it all. Usually to something good on Alexa. I might not say that because she'll come on. So yeah.
The brands are available.
It takes a bit of time to have a good clean, yeah. And do you know what I got as well from? Again, other stores are available. I think it was B&M or Aldi. Some of those duster slippers. And if you put some duster slippers on while you're cleaning and you just move around a little bit.
I promise one day I'll video it.
To Dolly Parton's 9 to 5, it's brilliant.
Yeah, look, at the end, yeah, Mrs. B's right. The one thing that I suppose Mrs. B does exclusively is the cooking. She really does. I will, once in a blue moon, visit the kitchen. But yeah, Mrs. B's right. We tend to we try to do it 50-50. It's a partnership. You're right. These are big. It's a small floating bungalow, and the outside takes some upkeep. Now, don't get me wrong, it's, personal choice. I like to keep the outside of the boat looking as clean as I possibly can, and that's my choice. But yeah, I do the outside, Mrs. B does the in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're too big to do on your own, in my opinion.
Yeah, you'd
be forever doing it.
Yeah, you would. So
yeah. Good luck with your boat.
Yes.
68 foot or 70 foot. You've also asked, sorry, as a small foot aside, what would you go for? 60. It's 2 foot, but on a boat, 2 foot's 2 foot. So if you can go for 70, go for 70.
That's your well deck, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We went for this, as we've said many times, because we wanted the biggest we could get.
Yeah, because we're not going anywhere.
Space. Yeah,
because we're floating.
Yeah,
we're floaters, not boaters.
Go for 70.
Yeah, you'll appreciate that extra few feet, won't you?
Sheila and Garth, thank you.
Thank you. Keep us informed.
Definitely. This is Paula Griffin from Mould in North Wales. Lovely part of the world.
Oh, Mr. B's from Wales. Yeah. So, lovely part of the country.
Love you pair, funny couple.
Thank you.
What's your vlog on the new marina in Stratford-upon-Avon? And you both seem very positive about it.
Yeah.
Does this mean a move is on the cards? ?
No.
Also, do you mind us asking what the longer term plans are for the marina? As you mentioned, it was still a work in progress. Keep the great blogs coming. We love them. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
no, we're not. Mercy, can I just say what I want to say, and then you can say what you want to say? So, Mercy Marina works for us. We love living here. This is our home. We love it. Absolutely love it. Did we love Stratford? Stratford-on-Avon is just amazing. We love Stratford-on-Avon, and we lived around there a few years ago. So would we like to live near Stratford-on-Avon? God, yeah, it's a lovely place. But Mercia works for us perfectly right now because it enables me to go and see my family once a week and have a really nice amount of time there because I'm not travelling miles. If we were at Stratford, that would add an extra hour, which would be 2 hours on my journey to go and see them. So that's not the only reason why, but we just love it here. But Stratford it's a lovely marina. It's going to be a lovely marina. There's not much there at the moment, is there? But what you have got is where it's positioned. 3-minute walk from the centre of Stratford. That's what we were like, oh, that's just amazing, weren't we? We're so close to the centre of Stratford. But we're not going to be moving there, no. And long term, I'll let you tell long term.
I would in a heartbeat, but for obvious reasons, and I don't want that to sound, Mrs. B's holding back. She's not. It's really, really important to me that Wendy can go and visit her family in Sheffield. That's really important, and it's 50 miles away, and that's just on the edge of the limit. If that wasn't at play, I'll be honest with you, and I think I speak for Mrs. B, I would be in Stratford-on-Avon Marina right now. I think it's wonderful for a number of different reasons, and this is not me criticising Mercia because I love Mercia. But Mercia isn't at the foot or on the edge of the Cotswolds. Now, everyone will have the view on the Cotswolds. Fine, that's absolutely fine. I just happen to love the place, and Stratford-upon-Avon, I just happen to love the place. Personally, I think you're a bit deranged if you don't like that place, but that's just my opinion. So, yes, I'd go there in a heartbeat, but the reasons are those reasons, and they're the right reasons not to be going there. So I don't wake up in the morning having visited it recently thinking, oh, because where we are is lovely. But let me be really clear, as we've tried to be as many times as possible, Mercia won't be our forever home. It really won't. I would love, in an ideal world, to spend a couple of years in Stratford-upon-Avon Marina and then go to France. If that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But Mercia won't be our forever home, and that's not criticising Mercia.
Well, we've always said that, haven't we? Because
Yeah.
in fact, this what are we on now? We're on the 26th of August. In September, we go to the Place in the Sun exhibition, don't we, in Birmingham? And that's for our friends across the pond. It's there's a programme that me and Mr. B watch a lot, and it's about people, ordinary people, just upping sticks and either buying a holiday home or buying a permanent home somewhere abroad, whether it be Spain or America or France or Germany or wherever. They're buying a holiday home, and so we watch that avidly, don't we? Because of course that's our plan in 10 years' time, to go and find somewhere in France. And then we're going to this exhibition. The people that actually are on the programme are there as well, aren't they? So we can take Kenneth with us. I'm sure we'll vlog it. We'll take you with us. But that's our long-term plan, to go and find somewhere in France. Can you see Kenneth?
We're diverting. Mrs. B's right, that is our long-term plan. But as I say, not knocking Mercia, it's not our forever home. To your other point, but what's happening there? Yeah, it's a brand new marina. It's like most new marinas, there's not a lot there. They've got a lovely facilities block. We didn't go in it. We met the marina manager and the marina warden whilst we visited. Lovely people. They talked us through what was coming. There's going to be a pub and a restaurant. There's going to be a little hotel, a few other bits and pieces. It's brand new. Nothing's been landscaped yet. Try to imagine Mercia Marina, brand new. Google Mercia Marina, in its early days. These trees just didn't, appear. It takes a long time for things to establish. But Mrs. B again is right. It wasn't that so much that, kind of through. It was the fact where it was. It's its location. You have to see through everything else. And in 2 or 3 years, we will go back and visit the place. And I'm pretty sure it'll be established. It's just a lovely, lovely marina.
Yeah, it's where it's
beautiful position.
Yeah.
And that's it really.
Yeah.
So thank you ever so much for that question.
Thank you.
Andrea, apologies if I'm not pronounced, Kluit, Kluit, from Hamburg in Germany. I hope to have this question read out on the podcast you do. I very much enjoy the videos.
Thank you.
And end of month answer and questions podcast. Thank you very much, Andrea.
Thank you.
I'm just about to start a YouTube channel. I wanted to ask you if you prefer Apple or Android. God.
Oh, don't.
Oh, dear.
You have opened up a can of worms, Andrea, with that.
If you prefer Apple or Android, stroke Windows from a creative perspective. Even though I think I know the answer, I'd still like to know. The iPad Pro you have and the iPhone Pro Max, which is what we're filming on, are very much money. So you really think they are worth it? ? Thank you and hope to hear back. Apologies for English. Don't need to apologise for English.
So much better than our German. So very, very good, Andrea.
Look, I don't want to create a debate or hate comments. Everyone's got their favourite. All I'll say to you is go into any creative place of work, agency, anywhere in the UK, anywhere in the world, you'll see Apple products. That full stop. Because there's a reason. All of the applications that Apple offer from a creative perspective, I'm going to say it, doesn't matter, I don't care what anybody says to me, are far better. They're far more intuitive and they're far more, they're edged and designed towards the creative industry. As I say, go into any creative agency any advertising agency, any sales and marketing agency, you'll see an Apple product there. I've had a corporate career for quite a while now, and I'm quite fortunate to work in that space with certain, annual communications and presentations. And whenever you bring in the pros, they use Apple kit. Google, go onto YouTube, have a look. There's some nice Android kit out there, but not for me. So yeah, the iPhone Pro Max, which is what we're recording this on, they're not cheap. They're about £1,400. That's a lot of money. These aren't cheap. The iPad Pros aren't cheap. This is maxed out. It's got 2 terabytes of memory on it. It's got a really fast processor, and we have never edited 4K video and had to stop. It just eats it. It just, honestly. So, but I can't speak for editing on Android because or Microsoft products. I would never want to go down that route. So invest if you want to, Andrea, in it. My advice for what it's worth, and it is advice based on 10-15 years of experience of using Apple products for a creative perspective over an Android product for a creative perspective. There's no comparison. Others will have a different view, and I respect that. I don't agree with it. I do respect it. But that's my view. Mrs. B may have a slightly different view.
No, you're right. You're right. You see, I'm Mrs. Android. But I do agree with you with the editing and stuff, yeah. And the software, the LumaFusion that we use on the iPad is just brilliant.
Yeah,
it's a great piece of editing.
Massively intuitive, massively so. But as I say, Andrew, I'm not suggesting for a minute you go out and spend a couple of £1,000 on an iPad and 1,300. It's a lot of money. And
could you get reconditioned ones?
Yeah.
We do shops here in the UK where you can buy reconditioned iPhones, and if you find that you like it, then it could be something that you save up to buy your own.
Absolutely.
But that's a good way to start, isn't it?
Yeah, good shout there.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about the Cotswolds. Peter Fleming from the Cotswolds.
Oh, thanks, Andrea.
Yeah, thanks, Andrea. So Peter's put, you two crack me and the wife up.
Lovely, that's what we like to do.
Hopefully that's a compliment. You are so carefree and funny, thank you. Very refreshing. Please keep the videos coming. We really do love them on a Sunday evening. We also really, really enjoy the monthly podcast. Peter, thank you. One quick question. Where has all the lovely drone footage gone? We used to love watching some of the wonderful shots you got. The best ever was the one in the forest in the Alps. I think you were walking down from Kitzbühel. That's an absolutely stunning shot.
Yeah.
Stay well.
Where's
all the...
Can we
share the story?
Oh, well, can I just say that we've had 2 drones. The first
Three?
What happened to I don't know what happened to the first one. I know what happened to 2. So I'll tell you what happened to 2 of them. We were filming, we hadn't been here very long on the Marina, and we were filming Tutbury Castle. And Tutbury Castle is Mary Queen of Scots, apparently, stopped there. And it's not far away from here. And it was during the pandemic, so it was near the end of the pandemic, so we couldn't go very far. But we thought, while we're walking in the field, we'll take the drone up and just have a look at the castle, which was on top of the hill, because nobody in there, it's all closed and everything. So it was all working really well, and it looked great because it was very eerie, because it was very sort of like misty day and everything. And it flew into a tree and then disappeared. The second one, we were walking along.
Hold on a minute. It flew into a tree because of operator error.
Operator error.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
And then the second one, we were walking along the Wellington gravel pits, which is the nature reserve now. And I've done a few Twitters and things about the nature reserve. They just released some beavers there, which is really nice. So when we were there, we thought, oh, this would be a good idea. All the wildlife's over there. And we thought, there's some grassy thing here. Let's just have a go while we're here by the side of this water. Let's just see if we can go. There was something, and we thought, we'll go underneath. I'm saying we, it's Darren actually. It'll go underneath this thing, and what a great footage coming down on the water underneath, and it was coming down, and it was really good. And then it dropped in the water and went blub, 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 and disappeared. So we've got one in a castle somewhere, and we've got one in the water.
Didn't I lose or leave we've lost 3?
Yeah.
So anyway, so Mrs. B's right. 2 operator error, me, and the first one we had, I left somewhere We were on holiday.
Oh, no, I'll tell you where it was. We moved house. When we moved house.
Yes.
When we moved from our house
To the boat.
to the boat, it got lost somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the
So
midst of time.
And they were all really, they were the Mavic Pros. Now, before anyone writes in or asks, yes, I've still got my drone operating license. Yes, in terms of where we were filming, the second cuckoo.
Cuckoo clock. And what time is it? 3.
Oh, don't matter what the time is. We're 1 hour out. So yeah, Mrs. B's right with operator error. But can I just stress the second one and the third one, I was absolutely okay to be flying them where they were because they were 249 grams. So they were 1 gram below the requirement. So for those that have got the drone license, you'll know exactly what I mean. So please don't be sending me any comments.
Maybe I should get a drone license and we should get another one and I should operate it. What do you think? Or
Yeah.
would it be fourth time lucky? Could you risk doing it again?
Well, I am going to say we have talked about it because these things aren't cheap, and I am going to get another one.
But it's fabulous footage.
Yeah, it
absolutely
is,
fabulous.
and we do miss it, don't we?
And we're going to, when we go to France next year with Kenneth, it'd be lovely because we want to do lots of walks next year and
Yeah.
and actually we want to go on a boat. We want to go on a river.
Anyway.
But yeah, but that'd be nice to have the drone following us
Yeah.
and stuff.
We watch your space. We are going to get another one. So yeah, but it's pilot operator error. Thank you for that, Peter. Pete, not Peter. Pete and Gaynor Jackson from the Canal du Midi.
Ooh,
Now then.
nice.
Now
Talking
then.
about France.
You pair are wonderful, and little Kenneth is just so adorable. I don't know if the camera's picking him up, but he's absolutely fast asleep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pete and Gaynor have put, so we have a 70-foot Aqualine
Ooh,
wide
nice.
beam on the Canal du Midi. It's the best thing we ever did, bringing the boat over here. If you would like to know more in terms of how we did it and the formalities of living full-time, just let us know. That is a lovely thing, thank you.
We could come and be your neighbours.
Don't let people put you off by saying it's difficult. It simply isn't. Yes, of course, there are formalities to go through, but that's like living anywhere. You'd love life over here. So very different to living on the UK Canal network. Even though we know you don't, you're Marina based. Space here is in abundance. You also have the right boat, saltwater hull, engine upgrade, onboard generator, solar. Shall we go on? We know this because we inquired about Ciao Bella. To be perfectly honest with you, we'd have been on her now, but simply couldn't sell our boat quick enough. You've got an absolute steal there.
So glad that
We
you
know,
didn't get that.
and I'm
Gaynor.
sorry you couldn't.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to let you know if you needed further information on life over in France, just catch up with us. One quick question: where are you? Or you're thinking of the Canal du Midi?
What? So where are we thinking? So no, I was just looking around at.
Do you know
Charlotte.
what?
I was. Look, it is only orange.
I'm not
juice, I
editing
promise.
this. So Pete and Gaynor wants to know, would like to know, where are you? Where are we with our thinking on the Canal du Midi?
We haven't actually. You've shown us clips of it and things, haven't you? And it's beautiful. And we did say we haven't really thought about taking the boat over there, but you know, the more you think about it, the more that would be a plausible way of getting over to France with our ready-made home, wouldn't it? So it's an option. It's certainly an option.
Yeah, how do I answer this? The other night actually, because when I saw the question coming in, I went onto the dreaded wormhole that is YouTube, and I watched a couple of kind of videos. Not the other night, sorry, the other day. I was between meetings, and I watched a couple of videos. It's my boss is watching, sorry, but I did, and you know, it looked fantastic. And Wendy's just said it. You know, we're sitting on a boat that we love,
On our home, which we
Yeah.
absolutely love living on.
yeah, and there's nothing stopping us, I don't believe, from what Pete and Gaynor have said. There's nothing. It's the same as living in France, so there'd be nothing stopping us doing it. You know, in my head, I've got this kind of plan of when we go over on, and I want next year to be a holiday first and foremost, but we're not a million miles away from the Canal de Midi or a part of the Canal de Midi where we're going. So it might be worthwhile just taking a little look at a section of it, just at all that. So yeah, it's floating around Pete and Gaynor, because we love our boat.
We do.
Absolutely love our home. And yeah, you're right. It's not that the hull is, the most important thing, but the boat's ready to go. It really is. So watch this space. It wouldn't be something that I don't think we'd discard, would it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, we go, like I said earlier on, we're going to the Place in the Sun exhibition, so that will answer some of our questions, hopefully. And we're going to go laden with lots of questions there, because people go and live in all sorts of things in the sun, don't they? So there might be a chance to ask somebody about that when we're there, because I expect there'll be lots of different stalls, if you like, or whatever they are. I don't know what it's going to be like, but that could be something that we ask about, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got 2 questions to go. So listen, Pete and Gaynor, I've obviously got your email address, so yeah. If we do require any more information, thank you. That's
and thank
a really
you,
nice.
And thank you for not buying Ciao Bella, because we're living on her. So thank you.
Yeah. We'd have probably still been on a narrowboat now, waiting for a new one of these to be built.
Yeah, you'd have made our lives a misery. So thank you for not.
Right, thank you, Pete and Gaynor. David and Claire Jones, formerly from Merthyr Tydfil.
Oh,
been through
Wales
Merthyr Tydfil
again,
many times.
Lovely place on the bike.
Yeah, now living in wonderful southern Portugal.
Oh, obrigado.
Sense my face. Anyway, we absolutely love you two. You're a bunch of absolute nutters.
Thank
You've
you.
always said it as it is. We've watched you from the very beginning. Brackets Tenerife. We don't talk about those. We were practicing. We still are practicing. Anyway, we would love to know, because we've seen it several times now. I've actually responded to this in terms of where it come from, but we would love to know. You've asked 2 questions here. 1, does the sofa that Mrs. B seems to frequent look as comfortable as it is? And 2, how did you get it onto the boat? 3, but you put stroke, so it's 3. And how many people can it seat comfortably? So, Dave, again, I've sent you a link actually to where we bought it from. So that'll be in your inbox now by the time you're watching this. Mrs. B, because Mrs. B exclusively sits on it.
Yeah, so just before that, when it arrived, Mr. B was working, and our lovely friends on not Charbella, on Wide Beam Goldfinch, Neil and Paul, they actually helped me put it together. So it came in lots of pieces, didn't it? Can't you remember? It came in lots of pieces, and we all put it together. It probably took about an hour. I think I filmed that. It's on one of the vlogs. I can't remember which vlog it's on. But it was very easy to put together, very easy. And is it comfortable? Oh my goodness. Well, if you'd have seen us about 2.5 hours ago, both me and Kenneth were actually asleep on here. So I'd gone to sleep. I was having an afternoon nap. So yes, it's very comfortable. We've got this rug on. This is for Kenneth. But as you can see, it's really long. And we've had 1, 2, 3. We've had 4 people on here. Really comfortable, haven't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of room on here. It's just that I'm not tiny, so I can fill it out a little bit. But this bit, I love this bit. This is where I sit. This is my spot because I've got my legs up and it's lovely.
And not that anyone has asked, obviously, but I think probably some folk will. Yes, I'm on a new chair. Nothing wrong with the captain's chair I had. It's just I got a little bit, not bored of it. We had a recent visit to IKEA. We go to IKEA for what we call the throwaway stuff, if that makes sense. So we got some like glasses and a few bits and pieces. And I just happened to sit on this. This is, the frame of the chair isn't new. These things have been around for a long time, haven't they? But it's an orthopaedic cushion and an orthopaedic footstool cushion. Oh my God, that's all I'm going to say. Comfortable. Really? So yeah, I've treated myself to a new chair.
And this just comes in pieces.
Yeah.
And that's how we got it on. It came in a great big box, which we wheeled onto the deck, and then opened the box, and then brought all the pieces, the cushions and bits and everything onto here. Yeah. So yeah, it comes in quite an easy size package to unload.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Final question from a Stephen and Cynthia Edwards. I can't even pronounce. I do apologise from where you're from in northern Italy. I'm not even going to try, so apologies.
Ciao Bella, you see.
Yeah, but you were originally from Poynton, which I think is in Cheshire. I think. Apologies if I've got that wrong.
Paynton, that's Devon, isn't it?
Paynton's Devon. Poynton.
Yeah.
Sure, Poynton's in Cheshire. Apologies if I'm wrong. Anyway, this is from Steve, who's made it quite clear that this is his question, and there's two parts to it, which we will answer. On recent video clips of your beautiful boat, we have seen two things that one we absolutely love, and two would like more information on. The first thing we absolutely love is at the far end of your boat you seem to have a picture wall. Yes, we do, with a beautiful candle in a glass dome. Yes. Now we can't show you because obviously we don't want to show some of the pictures on the wall. Where was it from? And to be very cheeky, how much did it cost?
We were when we knew that we were buying the wide beam boat. We thought we'd just go and have a look at some bits of furniture and stuff, and we were in Sheffield. And anybody that knows Sheffield, they'll know of a furniture shop called Ponsford's, and it's the place to shop, really.
Couldn't remember the name.
That's
sorry.
it. And
I will put it in the Sorry.
And if you'd ever got wanting any money, or footballers go and shop there, it's one of those shops. It goes on forever. It's got some beautifully elaborate, gorgeous things. But we weren't going to go and buy a sofa or something from there because we didn't have £10,000 or £15,000 to spend on a sofa. However, we were just going for ideas and stuff. And you know when they're dressing a room and you've got your candles and you've got your vases and things like that. Well, this was there. This was dressing one of the rooms, and it was reduced from, I think it was reduced from about £80 or £90 down to 35 without the candle. And it is a glass dome, and you put the candle inside, obviously, and it lights up, and it's beautiful. So that was where it was from. It was just by chance that we saw it.
And to be honest, I know I don't think that's expensive, so we just landed lucky on something.
And we light it. We tend to light it in winter time, or we light it especially in Christmas, and we put a red candle in there for Christmas, which we buy from IKEA. And
to answer your other question, the picture on the wall, my brother-in-law, David, is in my opinion, he's a very good artist. He's very creative, and he's done a kind of an image of Wendy and her sister with the dogs.
Shall I show them?
And let me do it.
Yeah.
And the backdrop is where's the backdrop?
Redmires Reservoir. So
Redmires.
On a Thursday when I go over to Sheffield.
Just show you folks.
That's supposed to be me and my sister.
Here it is. Look.
And there's Shelby and Bonnie and Tetley. And he's called it the Reservoir Dogs.
He's called it the Reservoir Dogs, and it's a really cool thing.
Yeah. So he's took a photograph and painted us on top.
Let me just. I'm sorry. Now I'm here. There it is. There's the. Get your hand out of the way, Mrs. B. There you go. That's it. So hopefully, let me just. Oh God, I've got to put this back so you can see everyone. There you go. Can you see, Kenneth, by the way? Can we see our little dog? You can.
Oh, he's been flashing his bits and everything.
There you go. Now, on that note...
Maybe we should put this out after the watershed, because he's been on his back, hasn't he, with his legs open.
On that note, we are going to say goodbye. That was the last question. As we said at the top end of it, keep the questions coming. I've had to combine a lot of them this particular month because there was quite a bit of duplication. So if your question's not been read out, hopefully you will sit there now and think, okay, that's why he's done that. So there was a little bit of duplication. Is it our normal weekly vlog next week, Mrs. B?
Yes, today is Friday the 26th of August, and tomorrow being Saturday, we're off on another adventure very early in the morning, so you'll catch that next week.
We will see you next week. Can I say goodbye?
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.